Alright, so welcome back to another one, you guys. If you were new to the channel, my name is Andrew with Mercedes-Benz of Hagerstown in Hagerstown, Maryland. For more information on our inventory, please feel free to check out the link in the description box below. So today, we are in the brand new 2025 Mercedes-Benz AMG GLC 43 because this one actually has 161 more horsepower than the GLC 300, which is pretty substantial. You get the AMG styling, of course, and quite honestly, I like to drive all the AMGs if I can. So ultimately in this video, we will be testing out and going over everything about this one. So having said that, what do you guys say? Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And as always, let's start with pricing. And so MSRP for the 2025 AMG GLC 43 will start at $67,100. Powering the beast is a handcrafted 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with a mild hybrid system, which yes, means you actually get the AMG plaque from the technician that actually built your specific engine and they sign it. That is so sticking cool. I love that Mercedes and AMG does that. But 416 horsepower at around 6,700 RPM, 369 pound-feet of torque coming in at 5,000 RPM. Power sent to all 4 wheels through an AMG Speed Shift 9-speed automatic with aluminum paddle shifters, which of course you guys know we will be testing out here in a little bit. But 0 to 60 time is going to come in at approximately 4.7 seconds, with FPG numbers coming in at 19 in the city, 25 on the highway, taking premium unleaded fuel. And so before we do any kind of fun acceleration or paddle shifter test here in the GLC, I did want to mention to you guys the drive modes. And so you can either access them by pressing the AMG button just underneath the infotainment screen, or the easier way is there's a circular dial located on the steering wheel itself. That is something AMG specifically does. It's something that a traditional GLC will not do. So that's the way I'm going to go ahead and adjust the drive modes. But drive modes will include comfort, sport, sport plus, slippery, and individual, adjusting things like the shift points, the throttle response, the suspension settings, the exhaust note, and yes, there will be exhaust clip later in the video, steering sensitivity, and the Eco Start Stop system then as well. So now having got all of that out of the way, what do you guys say? Let's go ahead and find it straight away. Let's put the paddle shifters and acceleration here to the test. I want to see how quickly the paddle shifters react for us, and of course, let's see how quickly we can get this one here up to speed. All right, got in first gear in 3, 2, 1, go. What the deuce, man. That sound was amazing, first of all. And second of all, paddle shifters are lightning quick. It's still popping for me. Love those pops, but aluminum paddle shifters, they're very high quality. I love that because the regular GLC will use the black plastic one. So AMG does the aluminum paddle shifters, so I'm a big fan of that. They are lightning quick if you wanted to have some fun with the paddle shifters. Love that as well. And of course, plenty of an acceleration to merge you onto any highway here in the US. So wonderful acceleration in this thing. But anyways, to go along with that acceleration, as always, braking is equally important. And so up front, you will find some massive 15.4-inch perforated front discs with 4-piston front calipers with the AMG logo. You gotta love that. In the back, 14.6-inch solid rear disc. As far as that 60-0 stopping distance goes, that comes in at a very respectable 110 feet. As far as braking feel goes, I love this thing. It's wonderful. So definitely on the firm side of things, not a soft braking feel whatsoever. Didn't expect it, but yeah, that's a wonderful braking feel. But anyways, then touching on suspension and handling, you will find a 4-link front axle, 5-arm multi-link rear design, adaptive damping suspension though as well. And you guys know, if you've seen my videos before, I love an adaptive damping suspension because what that does is it monitors each shock absorber individually, not only adjusting to the road imperfections, giving you a smoother ride, but it also tightens up during heavy cornering, giving you better handling as well. So it's something that gives you the best of both worlds. Not every car has it. Most cars don't have it. Typically luxury cars and sports cars will have it, and I love that the AMG GLC has that because that makes for a much smoother ride in this thing. But I'm not going to stop there because it actually gets better. You actually get active rear steering as well that comes standard on this thing, which basically means the rear wheels can steer up to 2.5 degrees at up to 37 miles per hour, which makes for better handling. It also makes for better U-turns, of course, as well. But overall, as far as ride quality goes, these roads are pretty darn smooth, but it's been perfectly fine on my short little test test drive here today. And again, keep in mind that if I were to put it in comfort driving mode, it's gonna give me a smoother ride than if I have it in Sport Plus driving mode, which is what I got going on right now. So it's something for everybody, which is always a good thing. As far as cabin noise goes, I'm getting a lot of that exhaust note in that Sport Plus driving mode I got it in right now. And to me, that's a good thing. If you didn't want that all the time, it's an active valve exhaust, so just put it in the comfort driving mode and it's gone and it's perfectly serene. So you gotta appreciate that. As far as steering feel goes, oh my gosh, it's brilliant. It is brilliant, man. Such a nice heavy steering feel. Instantly points you in the direction that you want to go. This thing is wonderful, man. You don't even know you're in an SUV. This thing is absolutely so much fun. But anyways, also wanted to mention with cabin noise, I almost forgot to mention it. There is a Pinnacle trim that goes for $4,300 that gives you an acoustic laminated front windshield and front side glass. We don't have that trim with us here today, but if you wanted the ultimate serene cabin, go with the Pinnacle trim. That's essentially what I'm getting at. Then touching our rear visibility, I can see 100% perfectly fine out the back, so definitely shouldn't have any issues with that. But rain sensing windshield wipers do come standard, touching on forward visibility a little bit. So whenever this thing detects any kind of mist or rainfall, it's gonna automatically turn on the windshield wipers for you. So gotta love that as well. And again, if you were to go with that Pinnacle trim, you also get a head-up display, which is gonna project your speed limit, and safety features up onto your windshield, again, assisting with forward visibility. But that pretty much rounds out the performance segment of this review, you guys. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the exterior of our brand new 2025 Mercedes-Benz AMG GLC 43. It's a heck of a name, but let's get it. All right, so here she is, you guys, the new 2025 Mercedes-Benz AMG GLC 43, finished in polar white. In case you were curious about the exact exterior color name that we have with us here in this one. But as always, let's go ahead and start with where this one is made, taking a look at the VIN. First character is the letter W, indicating that the GLC is built and assembled in Germany, as it should be. But starting up front, you will find that twin power dome hood. You guys can see that front and center. AMG specific vertical bar front grille, of course, in typical AMG fashion, with the AMG badging found in the corner there as well. To the sides, LED headlights with LED daytime running lights. You get the automatic feature. You also get automatic high beams, meaning if you have your high beams on at night and it senses a vehicle coming in the opposite direction, it's going to automatically dim that back to low beams. Then when that vehicle is gone, it's going to automatically bounce it back up to high beams for you there. You also, of course, get this awesome looking AMG crest found on the front of the hood here. That looks good as well. And the last thing I wanted to mention to you guys is we do have what's called a night package. It goes for $750. It essentially erases all the chrome and silver accents and replaces them with gloss black. So keep that in mind throughout this little walk around here. But pretty much rounds out the front end. Let's now go ahead and swing around to the side. All right, so now since we are around to the side of this one, either silver or gloss black roof rails all the way to the top, of course. Got chrome window surrounds or gloss black window surrounds in our case because of that that $750 package that we have there. But the thing that I found interesting actually about the AMG GLC is that there's no rear privacy glass. So I don't know if they just forgot or they just didn't put it, but that's really weird. I would have to get the windows tinted. That would drive me nuts. But anyways, then take a look at the side mirrors. They are body colored, power adjustable side mirrors. They will be heated with LED integrated turn signals. They are power folding then as well. In case you were curious what that badging is that you're looking at on the front fenders, it says turbo electrified. Then take a look down at the wheel setup. 20-inch AMG twin 10-spoke alloys do come standard, but then there are plenty of 20-inch and 21-inch wheel designs available to really customize it and make it your own. But that pretty much rounds out the side profile. Let's now go ahead and swing around to the back. All right, so now since we are around to the back of this one, all the way to the top, typically you find a shark fin antenna, but Mercedes-Benz typically does not do that. They keep it a very clean look, so I do like that. Rear spoiler with an integrated brake light. You get the rear window wiper back there as well. Gotta love the AMG badging found just above the taillight there. And by the way, taillights are LED taillights, of course. LED license plate lighting. I never like to overlook that. That is pretty stinking cool. Just below it all, you will find a rear diffuser that's going to be finished in matte black. And then to the sides, either silver or gloss black exhaust outlets. It's going to be an AMG Sport exhaust, of course, with quad tips. So having said that, I do believe you guys know what we have to do next here. Here's the fun part. As always, here is that exhaust clip. Alright, so now since we are around to the back of the GLC, when it comes to opening that rear lift gate, it is actually a power lift gate. That does come standard. There's a button on the key fob. There's also a rubberized button on the lift gate itself then as well. But once opened up, cargo capacity comes in at 21.9 cubic feet behind that second row. If that was not enough space, there's a 40-20-40 split, meaning the rear seats do fold down quite flat, bumping that up to 56.3 cubic feet. You will find some cargo lighting back there. It is a fully carpeted cargo area, by the way. Always like to see that in Mercedes and BMW. That's always pretty cool to me. You got some chrome plated tie down anchors back there. There's actually grocery bag hooks on both sides. There is an elastic strap back there as well to hold things in place. A little bit of netted storage in the back corner as well. And then if you were to lift up underneath of that cargo floor, you will find a pretty substantial amount of in-floor storage. So that's nice to see as well. But then making our way up to the rear legroom, that comes in at 37.4 inches. For reference, I'm even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I had in the rear seats there. Rear center armrest with cup holders does come standard, and the way Mercedes-Benz always does it is if you press it once, it's going to give you kind of like a tablet or phone holder, and then if you press it halfway in and then let it go, that is going to give you the cup holders, in case you're curious about that, because that is a little bit tricky. But rear ventilation does come standard back there. Heated rear seats go for $500, and for whatever reason there's no USB charging ports, in case you were curious. But then make your way up to the front seats. Power adjustable front seats with 4-way power lumbar do come standard. You got memory settings for up to 3 different drivers and passengers. So yes, memory settings come standard for both the driver and the passenger. That isn't always the case. Heated front seats do come standard. MBTEX upholstery coming standard. However, if you wanted leather seats like we have today, that is a $1,600 option-ish. I think it's $1,620, but they are available if you wanted to go that route. And then there's AMG Performance seats. That goes for $2,500 at the low end. But then there's an AMG Performance seats that are also ventilated. I think that's over $3,000. I don't know this specific number, but they are available as well, and they look pretty stinking cool. We don't have them with us here today, of course, but overall, as far as seat comfort goes, it was perfectly fine in my short little test drive here today. But then making our way to the steering wheel, it is tilt and telescoping. It is power adjustable. It is leather wrapped. It is heated, and you got the nice flat bottom with the AMG logo as well. So very nice steering wheel here. But taking a look at the startup, let me start by showing you guys the key here. You got your AMG logo on the one side. When you flip it over, lock, unlock, and the button to pop the rear trunk there. But the lock button, by the way, is the Mercedes AMG logo at the very top there. But it is a remote start via the Mercedes Me mobile app. You just simply have to download the app there, and then it's keyless entry with a push button start, of course. All I'm going to do here is simply put my foot on the brake and press that engine start button located just to the left of the infotainment screen. And so once started up, you are looking at a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, and it is one of the best, if not the best, in the business. So when you press the home button on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, it gives you a bunch of different loadouts. So there's Super Sport, there's Classic, there's navigation, there's actually off-road as well, since we are in the GLC. So all of that, very nice. It looks so amazing. If you're into the classic look, it's got that. If you wanted sport, it's got that. If you wanted super sport for more of a 3D look to the gauges, that is what I kept it on most of my drive. Either way, it still gives you all the information that you need, like outside temperature, how many miles you have left until you hit empty. There's trip A, trip B, all that fun stuff. So very, very nice digital gauge cluster that Mercedes has done here. But now let's go ahead and make our way to overall interior quality. You're going to find a panorama roof that does come standard. LED interior lighting coming standard as well. You got universal garage door openers just underneath of that frameless rear view mirror for up to 3 different garage doors. Dual zone climate control, so the driver and passenger can set their own temperatures. 64 colors of ambient lighting does come standard. However, with the Pinnacle trim, you get enhanced ambient lighting, so that's going to be super bright, kind of like what you would see in an S-Class basically. You do get a wireless phone charger coming standard. That's located just in front of the cup holders there. And so, by the way, you do have cup holders right there, a little bit of cargo space, USB charging ports. Then behind all of that, within the center armrest, there's an okay amount of storage in there, and you got a LED lighting in there as well, and another USB charging port. Love the carbon fiber design found just above the passenger side glove box, just surrounding the push button start as well. All of that looks very good. Love the gloss black finishes and the ambient lighting on the doors, and even the surrounds to the power window buttons are all finished in silver with a texturized finish surrounding them. So This is Mercedes-Benz. What do you expect? Everything is extremely high quality. The fit and finish is absolutely amazing on the AMG GLC, no doubt about that. But anyways, let's now go ahead and check out the infotainment screen. This is an 11.9-inch infotainment screen. You get Bluetooth and audio streaming with that. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, which by the way is wireless. That's pretty stinking cool. Factory navigation system up there as well. You can check out your climate control settings, ambient lighting settings as well, and there's some cool AMG pages. So if I hit AMG Performance, I can check out the vehicle statistics up there. There's some engine information. I kept that on during my test drive for a little bit, showing you guys the torque and horsepower at any given time. And then they have this really cool looking clock up there as well, which I was a huge fan of. So a lot you could really check out up there, including your radio information, of course. So when it comes to the sound systems, there are 2 of them. The standard sound system is going to be 8 speakers. That's what we have with us here today. But there is a 15 speaker Burmester sound system with 710 watts. That comes with the Pinnacle trim that we don't have with us. So having said that, we got the 8 speakers. So let's go ahead and turn on the radio, see what we got playing this morning, and let's test out the clarity of this one. It's not bad. That's a pretty darn good sound system. Obviously, if you like music, go with the Pinnacle trim. That's going to be pretty much amazing. And this one's 8 speakers. It's okay. It gets the job done. I don't know. I expected a little bit more, but it's not bad. The last thing I wanted to mention to you guys on that infotainment screen is when you do put the GLC in reverse, you will find an extremely high definition rear view camera coming standard across the board. Pinnacle trim though is going to give you that 360-degree monitor, which again we don't have with us here today, but that as always is going to lead us into safety. And so let me start with the best part. This is an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus, which is the very highest rating given by IIHS, so it doesn't get any safer than this. Front side curtain airbags do come standard. You get a driver's knee airbag up front as well, along with a front center airbag. That's something Mercedes-Benz has just started doing on almost all of their vehicles, so that's pretty cool as well. In the back, you got latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats, rear child door locks, tire pressure monitoring system, but also coming standard, there's attention assist, active brake assist, emergency call service. I love that one. So if you get into an accident, it's going to automatically call you. The car is going to call you and ask if you need an ambulance or the police or whatever the case. So I love that one. Blind spot assist with exit warning and Parktronic, which is where you tell the car which parking spot you want to park in and it automatically does that for you. That's a pretty wild system as well. But then if you go with the driver assistance package, it goes for almost $2,000, by the way. That gives you blind spot assist, lane change assist, lane keep assist, traffic sign assist, active steering assist, congestion, emergency braking, and the list goes on. So a lot of advanced safety features with that one. So overall, when it comes to my final thoughts here of this thing, plenty of power from a handcrafted engine. You gotta appreciate that. It really is super nice when it comes to driving dynamics. I loved the aluminum paddle shifters as well. That's a very, very rare find. Most of the cars out there that get paddle shifters, they're almost always plastic. So big fan of the aluminum there. Love the AMG styling, of course. Love the vertical bars in the front grille that came off the GT3 race car, I believe. Great tech as well. Love the gauges. There's so much customization with them. Love the infotainment screen as well. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on social media somewhere on the screen if you want to see what's coming next on the channel before it gets to YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell notification button. Do appreciate you guys watching more than you know, and I will see you guys all in the next video.